Welcome back to the channel. You're watching An Idiot Outdoors, featuring the outside in as always. So what's happening this week? It is Saturday afternoon, sun's just going down, so luckily got the last bit of light. However, this week I want to do a stealth camp at the M42 Services Tamworth. Motorhome, glamping pod, log cabin. We're not about that here. We do it proper. I haven't recce'd this. I've looked on the maps and whatever. It has potential. Now, I'm stopping to talk because my bag's shaking up and down. It's making the camera wobble. So I'll get the talking out of the way, then I'll crack on. But I'm parked in a little village, and I'm hoping, walking down the track that I can access the services from the opposite side. We will soon find out. As you can see, the sun going down in the background, red sky. So as it happens, there is a back way in, and I found it. So I've just took a seat in the seated area. I've dropped the pack off. Yeah, I want to hide the pack somewhere, and I'm going to have a little walk around. I also need to use the toilet, so that's something else I'll do. But as the sun's going down, it will probably give me a bit of cover. You can't get round that way. So we're in the commercial area. Now that billboard, that looks an idea. Right behind there. It's one-way traffic here. So it has in fact drew a blank. I mean, as you can see, way too exposed. I could put the camo net across there, but in the morning it's going to be blatantly obvious. So I'm going to leave the gear down here because I think it's hidden enough. And you'll probably get people to see me in the rear view mirror. If if the wrong person who sees me, you know, want to know what I'm up to, who knows. But anyway, and there's a guy down there in the car wash, washing his car. I'll have a little walk around without no gear so I don't look so suspicious. See if I can come up with something better. So I've actually walked the whole perimeter of the services without the pack on, and to be fair, the fact that it's winter and there's no leaves on the trees, what I thought would be a good potential place to camp is thrown a complete blank. However, I have found this area of woodland right at the side, and this is going to have to do. What I'll do is, there's some trees with ivy on them, so I'm going to pitch next to them trees for cover, and I'm going to put the camo net sort of around as well. It's a bit difficult now it's dark, to actually show you exactly, you know, the location. So I'll try and explain it to you. So over there looks like the staff entrance to the actual services, the gated area where they'd potentially have deliveries and whatever else. I am pretty much sort of facing that area. Now, judging by the fact there's a fence just down there, I would say that I'm still on the services. Next door to me looks like a field or a paddock, and I can see houses just in the distance. But I'm going to get on with it anyway. I want the tent up, I want to get everything set up, and then I am going to chill out. Now, I'm completely set up, sat in the chair. Now, before I do a little walk round, show you everything, I've remembered something I did want to mention. Hang out with Deggers. Now, I've been following Deggers for a little while. He does some good stuff. If you aren't following him and you want a suggestion, hang out with Deggers, check him out. I will put the channel handle in the video when I edit, so that will follow this finger. You're welcome. But it was on about camping in the winter versus the summer, and we had a little bit of a conversation in the comments about it, and he's just like me, prefers the cold weather camping. Now, I like the warm weather, I love having a barbecue, I love having a barbecue and a beer, and if you can do so when you're camping and a stealth camp like I've done many times before, you're onto a winner. However, it's not all it's cracked up to be when you're camping, when the midges are out in full force. Mozzies, you'll get a snidey one, you think you've swatted them away, and then you'll wake up in the morning and you'll have a couple of mozzie bites, irritating. You don't get none of that in the cold weather. So the trade-off for the cold weather camping is providing you've got the warm gear and you've got a good sleep system, and you realise when it's sub-zero temperatures, we're not just camping as such, we are talking, it's more of a survival overnight in the extremities. So if you're not prepared, you are going to get very cold, if not hypothermia, and I've touched up on this many times before. However, once you've addressed it, you've got the right gear, wearing the right layers, you're comfortable, it's a joyous experience, and there's no bitey things. But I still do like the summer when it's not the peak midge season, i.e. when we did the Peak District. The last time I went to Peak District, that was hell on earth. If you haven't watched that video, that's an interesting video. The idiot that I am, we was getting bitten left, right and centre, you know, and just had to check, because the next statement I'm going to say is about leaving my head torch on. I'm always leaving my head torch on and forgetting, blinding everybody. Now, when we did the Peak District, there was Molly, Tim, Chris, Ryan, a few other lads, I can't think off the top of my head, Tom in the tent, there was another guy. Yeah, I'm not going to try and think about it because I'll just sit here, you know, I'm in an hour. But it started out, it was looking very promising. When we found the place we was going to camp, it just turned to hell on earth. I mean, hell on earth. But we did, however, have like a stream, or a bit of a, was in a bit of a, well, it was a valley, but we're sort of up. So if you're going to get attacked by midges, that'd be the place it'd be, where there's water. And we all was just so downhearted by it, you know, you could just see that the morale after an hour into setting up, it was just a whole time low. And we just resorted in drinking lots of ale, well, some of us did, me. And in the finish, I got a bit more drunk than I intended to. Was on the tequila, had some of Tim's whiskey, whatever else we've been drinking. We ate Noah's curry and we all just resided to bed. However, I was that drunk, like the idiot that I am. I got in the tent, hadn't set my bed up and nothing. It's starting to become a thing, isn't it? And just crashed on the floor in my tent. However, I didn't shut the tent. When I woke up in the morning, I'd been eaten alive. Yeah. So, like I say, that's not going to happen in the cold weather. As long as you are good at keeping warm and you manage your expectations of what to expect in the cold weather, it can be an enjoyable camp. You shouldn't let the weather stop you, unless obviously there's a threat to life. But then you make your own choices then, don't you? You roll the dice and all that. Anyway, I'm going to show you the camp, the setup. I'm going to walk out, walk back in, let you have a look, and then I'm going to have a tinny. So as you can see in front of me is the heavy goods vehicles parking, which is always separate to the car parking, which is a bit further over. At the moment there's somebody walking around over there, so I don't want to just, I don't know what the deal with that is. So that's the delivery entrance there to the services by the looks on it. You got all the cages and whatnot inside. Now looks like there's some staff parking in there as well. So we come at the side of this container, storage container. Obviously it's a shipping container, but it looks like it's being used for storage. Now I have left my light on for reference, make it easier for myself to get back to where I was. I know it's not as stealthy as it should be. So if I put the light on, actually I'll go this way. Yeah, there's a fair bit of rubbish on the floor. A bit more tidy where I am. In summer this would be absolutely awesome. So as I says, with the lamp being on, turn my light out, turn it back on. Did put the camo net up. They got a bit of ivy in the trees. I don't know how that will work in the morning, but I'm right the way back. Obviously in the morning I won't have a lamp on. The lamp will actually be inside my tent. That's my little setup. That's where I'm going to be sat. So as you can see, all set up, no messing around tonight. Got a few beers. The meal of choice tonight is British pork shoulder sizzle steaks, it says on there, but they're basically pork collar cuts. Now I'd rather have them any time than a actual line pork chop. Line pork chops, I find them too dry. We've got a broccoli, we've got asparagus. I couldn't find any already made potatoes, so I'm gonna chop them up, peel them, chop them up, boil them. I'll boil them a bit longer so I can mash them. It's not like I'm going to bring a masher out with me, is it? I forgot to bring some gravy with me, so I've ended up buying another one, but it can go in the cupboard at home or stay in my boot for when I make a dinner. Got some rosemary crackers, I've got some brie, I've got some ginger biscuits for in the morning. Over here is just all the cooking essentials. Brought extra water. I hate running out of water in the morning. And this week I've remembered to bring the undertarp, the bruised and battered undertarp, but I've got everything else, so we are good for the night. Now when I did the setting up the tent, because it's something different, I haven't done it for a while, what I didn't do is show you setting up the guy lines. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Now this tent up till now has had 3 modifications since I've owned it, and I've owned it over a year. I've blacked the windows out, I've changed the guy lines to non-reflective green olive paracord. Also I've got these aluminium alloy tensioners. And the other thing, obviously, I changed the tent stakes, or should I say tent pegs, to actual tent stakes, the arrow type that don't twist in the dirt. aluminium alloy, lightweight with the pull cords. As you can see, solid. But yes, that concludes what the camp looks like. Now I'm gonna chill out with a beer. It is a tad cold. We'll find out how cold it is. With the human eye, it is very slightly below freezing. Just very slightly. But, yep. It is a tad cold. Now, when I was in Aldi, I spotted this. The Hop Foundry. Sustainably brewed with surplus Aldi Tiger bread. Toast Brewing. Another round. Session IPA. So obviously they've used the bread for the fermentation process. A juicy, hazy session IPA crafted by Toast Brewing with Aldi's surplus bakery bread. English Harlequin and Ernest hops give a citrusy burst with notes of peach and passion fruit. Let's find out, eh? So, I have cracked the can, obviously because I'm holding the selfie stick. However, I haven't tried it yet. It smells real good. Verdict. It's really good. It is really good. Bread beer. Get in. No, but I am really impressed with that. 3.4% volume. I do find a lot of the IPAs are getting stronger and stronger, and you know, they don't need to be these stupid like 6%, 7%, you know. It'd be nice to enjoy them without having an IPA and feeling slaughtered after. You know what I'm on about, you know. 3 or 4 cans of that strength and you're talking waffle. But yeah, 3.4, I mean 3 to 4%, that's a good percentage for a beer. We're talking like bitter strength. But yeah, to think that's come from surplus tiger bread. If you love an IPA, now I don't normally do ratings or whatever, but I've just seen it and I thought I've got to give that a go. Toast Brewing, another round. Excuse the pun. but well done for using surplus bread. So I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's all air and graces, because right now my poor little fingers are feeling the cold. I mean, the pockets are doing a job to a degree, but I do really need to get up and have a little bit of a walk round, get the blood pumping. That is one of the things you do need to do on a winter camp. Don't get into your bed cold, because you're going to struggle to get warm. Ideally, have a good walk around, even do some star jumps. Once that blood's pumping, the blood gets to all the areas in your body, the ends of your fingertips, the ends of your toes, you know. That's when you get into bed, not when you're cold expecting, yeah. So that is a tip from me. Now, I normally say it at the end of the video, but there's nothing wrong with saying it now. If you're enjoying the content and you want to see more of the idiot, please like, subscribe, and you can always buy the idiot a coffee. Again, the reason I'm doing the stupid and actions is because of my friend Ryan. I'm going to try and put that clip in, you'll see it. Ryan, I love you, man. You're an absolute legend. Diamond bloke. I'll see you on the next one. Please like. You ain't too bad for yourself either, and Chris. You can always buy if you're feeling left out coffee. But no, Chris and Ryan are the two guys I work with. We go out camping with. I love it. Good couple of lads. I reckon Ryan would do a good channel. He's undenied with it about, you know, creating a YouTube channel. But I think the ideas that he puts to me, and we have these little conversations and stuff with his bushcraft and stuff, I think it'd be really out there. But obviously it's up to Ryan, of course. I am divering a bit, so I'm gonna have a little walk around. I feel like my nose is running, my fingers are tingling, so I'm gonna have a bit of a walk, get the blood pumping. I'm gonna have something to eat. I'll tell you what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have the cheese and crackers. That'll give me some energy, and then have another beer, maybe another beer, and then cook some food, get tonight's dinner on the go. So that's the plan. Other than that, apart from my fingers and my toes, I am actually really warm. But my toes and my fingers are starting to make me differ a bit. So I say, have a walk round, get the blood pumping, and I'll be right as rain. Now that there used to be a Ladbrokes betting shop. I know that because I used to deliver to them about 10 years ago. Oh, my lips are cold, I can't get my words out properly. Yeah, I used to deliver their stationery to them. Oh well, it's no loss. Gambling just causes misery. I'll use the toilet while I'm out. Out we go. So I could literally wash my stuff and come back for it. Right, let's go and get some food. So it's about 9:10 now at night. I've had a walk round, I've come back, I've had a beer, I've had a chill. I've been on the phone to my daughter for quite a while. She's doing really well. I did phone her this week and I was intending on doing a camp with my daughter in Wales. However, she seemed a bit preoccupied. I'm sorry, Adele, if you're watching this, but we have got plans to do a camp very soon. She's really looking forward to doing a camp. However, it is close to -2. I am starting to feel the cold now, so I've got everything into the tent apart from obviously the base of the seat, but the seat that you sit in, the cover part, that's inside the tent. I'm now going to get inside, have something to eat, chill out, hunker down, and we're going to go from there basically. So as you can see, all the sign, everything else, it's all inside the tent. So we are now inside the tent. Good old down booties. I reckon with the temperatures outside I'm going to hunker down for the night, so from now on I'm going to do the heating and cooking inside here. I seem to have some comments about the flag that I've got, that I use as a backdrop for the camp. Again, pretty much the same as the cup really, same design. But for anybody who's wondering, my cups come from Trade Print and my banner come from Banner Buzz. They did a better deal at Banner Buzz than what Trade Print did. However, their work is really good. Rosemary and brie. Very, very nice. Or should I say rosemary crackers and brie. So we have made a start on the cooking. reheating the mash. Now I haven't got butter with me, I forgot butter, so that is literally just potato and a drop of milk mashed up, broccoli and asparagus. I had to think about that then. Yeah. And next up we will do the pork steaks. I've already knocked up some gravy. Yeah, I've used a cup. But once the pork steaks are cooked, we've got ourselves a meal. In the pan we've got the lovely pork steaks. Or should I say, excuse me, the collar pork cutlets, whatever you want to call them. Anything but British pork shoulder sizzle steak. Go away. As soon as those are cooked, we will have a nice meal. Excuse me, I feel like I've got a frog in my throat. Winner. What an awesome little spot, if I may say so. And there we have our pork dinner. Potatoes, broccoli, asparagus and gravy. I mean, it's self-explanatory, you know, but yeah, simple living, nice dinner. I'm gonna get my laughing gear around that, and I think when I've eaten that, I'm getting into bed because it's getting really late, or should I say really early. However, either or, whatever. Yeah, that. Dinner time. So it's raining. Woken up to a nice little downpour this morning. That certainly makes me not want to get up. I did crash out last night as usual. Got in the bag, game over. So I'm going to carry on using the Trangia rip-off stove, simply because the ground's not very level, and if I put the catting stoves on the wooden chopping board, it will burn it. That's the first time I've opened that today. It is a real miserable one out there. I think that is the first time it's actually stopped raining. This could have been the chance to get packed up and get out of here, but I'm going to risk it and have a cup of tea. I've got some ginger biscuits to eat. I've pretty much packed up everything else in here except for the foil mat, because it does wonders for stopping the cold coming through. I've said it many times. But yeah, I've packed all that I can do so far. I'll have these brews, have a bite to eat, and then try and get out of here. When it starts hammering it down again, I want to hold out. I don't want to be absolutely sodden through. Nah. And we're on to a winner. Still got the down booties on. Oh, I won't be taking them off till the very last moment that I need to. Excuse me. While that tea's cooling down. Now, I was thinking during the week, and I think this is a good question. I'm going to ask you a question for a change. What luxury item could you not give up when camping? Now, when I say a luxury item, what I mean is something that is not essential. Obviously, a sleeping bag in this weather is essential. You will freeze to death. Shelter is essential. Something like a table, a chair, even a pillow is not strictly essential, it's more of a luxury item. However, you can get by with no pillow. You can obviously use items of clothing rolled up, whatever. But yeah, that's the question. What piece of luxury camping equipment could you not leave behind? For me, it's got to be the chair. It has to be the chair, for definite. If I forgot my pillows, not likely to, my down jacket would make for a good comfy pillow. Anything else that I bring, my table, not essential. It's just nice to have a bit of organisation in the tent. But yeah, so yeah, let me know in the comments. Now, this may be a little taboo, I don't know, but it's a good tip. It's hammering it down in the night and you're in your sleeping bag nice and warm, and you don't want to go out there, get soaked to go and urinate. So what do? What do I do? Now, you can think this is disgusting, you know, but this is the dark side of camping. All you need is a boot. It's not what you think. Oh, and an empty drinks can. Now, what I do is I get a wipe and I use that to protect my finger. And I open it out. I don't need to explain the rest to you, come on. And when you're done, I mean, an area like this, you could, if you really wanted to, reach out and pour it out. But if you want to be a bit more hygienic and not have urine so close to the tent,
put it in your boot and empty it in the morning. Yes, I know, but it's what I've always done. You don't want to be going out in torrential rain just to go and use the toilet. Ladies, for you, I don't know. You're going to have to think of something yourself, but I usually have two set up, and then if I need to take a pee in the night, I'm sorted. Now, you may think it's a bit grim, but think in the old days when they used to have a bedpan under the bed because the toilet was in an outhouse outdoors. Yeah, I mean, you could bring yourself a dedicated pee bottle, but you're just carrying stuff for the sake of it. If you're having a beer, you've already got that. So anyway, enough about that. Now, I can confess it's getting very late in the afternoon. I've literally lay here and I've just dodged the rain. I'm not ashamed to admit that I just couldn't be bothered going out there when it was really grim, getting absolutely soaked, and I've actually been sleeping on and off. I've been in here that long and the condensation is unreal. It was actually starting to drip. Now, the reason being is because it's covered, there isn't a lot of wind. I do prefer to set this tent up with the back end facing into the wind, and you find when you've got a nice breeze you don't have no condensation because it just keeps the warm air moving out the tent and keeps it equal. So that's the only downside with some of the stealth camps that I do. I have to put up the condensation, but that's, you know, it was only a few little drips, nothing major. And that's another thing as well, don't confuse condensation with a leak in your tent. A lot of people think their tent's leaking, and it turns out that it's not. It's actually condensation. It has to go somewhere eventually, and when it sits on the outer, it drips onto the inner, and eventually it will seep through. You can't stop it. So when you do have condensation, the best thing I find is, if you're going to be using the tent again, if it's set up, leave the doors open, let the wind obviously do its thing if there is wind. But yeah, I suppose now it's stopped, I'm going to quickly, rapidly get packed up and get out of here before it does rain. Oh, that fell down. Yep, this is the first time I have been outside the tent. About 2 degrees warmer than yesterday. So I'm going to do the obligatory walk down there and see if my tent can be seen. Oh, these boots are a bit cold. Not like when I had the down booties on. My feet are bliss. We'd have a look, and then, as I say, getting out of here, trying to find a way through. So I am up there. You'd really have to be looking. Let's see if I can bring it back down to if you was walking along here, you would never spot that if you weren't looking for it. So any of the staff coming to work, nope. I would say that was a successful little find. Right, get back up there. Oh, I've got to watch it because some of these got thorns on. I don't want to rip my down jacket. But yeah, I'm so glad the rain has stopped. It was relentless today. And I've got to be honest, I did have a bit of a late night, a real late night, because if you follow the channel, you know I work nights. So the weekend, it just messes me up. So it's nice just to have that day of rest, to be fair. Trying to work out what this field is. Looks like a paddock, but I haven't heard anybody or anything. Oh well, let's get packed up. As you can see, all packed up. Now where the tent was, that nice little dry patch is where I've put my pack. Stop the bottom bit wetting the bottom of my back. Up until then, I'd actually got it on a carrier bag. So I'd got the carrier bag on the floor and put the pack on top of that. So as always, put the down jacket in the pack. Can't be carrying that pack with a down jacket on, it gets too hot. Same as the hat, can't be wearing a woolly hat. Again, my head will sweat. As always, campers' code of conduct: leave no trace. If you brought it with you, take it away with you. Yeah, it's starting to get dark now, as you can see. Wow, where did the day go? But I've had a fantastic chill day, and I mean, it was just bliss just to chill. So much of it wasn't filmed. There was a lot of it where I just lay in the bag. Just the only time it was just to swap sides and listen to the rain. Again, it was good to catch up on some sleep. I am now getting out of here. I'm going to hopefully try and find somewhere to discard my bag of rubbish, so I ain't got to carry that with me as well. So back where we started, where I realised you could get into the rear entrance of services. Never really walked this before, I've only ever been in there in a vehicle. So it's time to wrap the video up. You can always count on the idiot. Wind, rain, shine, I will be out there, keeping it real as always. So if you've enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and you can always buy the idiot a coffee. Keeping it real as always. See you on the next one.